Folks, we finally have the Ram back. I figured it's been a while. I may as well show it some love here. So I'm actually going on a road trip today, just down. It's about 50 miles, or 50 minutes there, 50 miles back. So I want to show the Ram some love and reset this gas mileage in this beast. And hopefully, probably going to have to get some gas on the way back, as I don't want to be low when I get back. But we're going to see how she do. I actually have to go to a Callaway Golf product demo today in Eau Claire, and that's about 50 miles where I'm from. So it's actually a little misty right now, which kind of sucks. And thankfully, I don't actually have a lot to do on the course today, so I am going to wash the truck when I get back. But I think this is maybe only the third time of the year I've driven my truck in rain, which is crazy to think of. So I'm pretty happy this doesn't get exposed to too much of the elements here besides in the wintertime. But just leaving the course, heading down to Eau Claire. And actually, I'm going to reset this gas mileage right now, wherever I may do that. You can see I'm getting about 16.8, but we're going to reset it here. So bring her back to speedometer mode. But I do have to say, you know, I love this truck. I don't do enough highway driving with it, which sucks. Where I live, I just don't really have the need unless I go like 5 miles north to my local Walmart. Otherwise, I don't make it down to Eau Claire very often, where there is, you know, highway driving. A lot of this is just your county roads, maybe some state highways and whatnot. But and the reason I say highway driving is because this thing is so comfortable, even with these BF Goodrich TAKO2s on and the leveling kit on the air suspension that I had. But this is the perfect road trip truck. And, you know, some may ask why I even have a, look at this guy turning here, right in small town world. This guy cut me off. You may ask why I may have a truck. And to tell you the truth, it's for the business. It's truly for the business. I do a lot of truck stuff here in the wintertime, hauling equipment back and forth, you know, golf equipment, that type of stuff here. And I need it for that. You know, one could say, well, you don't have to have two cars and you could get like a Durango SRT, but I need the bed functionality and I can't afford a TRX. So that was out of the question. But anyway, I've had this truck for a little over 2 years. It's an awesome truck. I love Ram. It's my third Ram truck, actually. And it's going on about 68,000 miles. One of these trucks, new the way it was spec'd, is like 80 grand. And I can't afford that brand new. So I had to buy it used, which is okay. But anyway, we'll take her up to cruising speed here, put the adaptive cruise control on, which is sweet. And we will be on our way. So, like I said, I don't get a lot of highway driving with this, meaning speeds around 80 miles an hour. So, it's always kind of a treat, especially in the summertime, now going into fall, to, you know, be able to take the truck onto the highway and get it up to speed and whatnot. So, we'll take it on there and we'll see how it goes here. See if there's any road rage incidents today. So, there's nothing more fucking American than a Ram truck with a 5.7 liter Hemi and exhaust, self-leveling air suspension, and an $80,000 truck, and you're cruising down the highway. Oh yeah. Oh shit. We've got a vet behind us. I should have taken the SRT. Oh, fuck. Look at this guy. He's slowing down, though. He can't keep up with the Hemi. He can't keep up with the Hemi! No way! Anyway, everybody's going pretty fucking slow here. So we're going to pass this Toy Scrota. And we've got that vet behind us. The only reason I'm thinking why he's going so slow is that maybe there's a police officer around here. So I'm going to set the cruise to 75, because there's no reason why that vet would be going so slow unless there's maybe a cop or something around here. But anyway, we are going to try this trip here. We're going to actually take off. We're going to go into settings if hopefully we can do this here. And I do have lane departure going as well so I don't crash, but we're going to go into some settings here and we're going to try to adjust if I can do it. Oh shit. Sometimes I don't like how this has the leveling air suspension on the road, because it's leveling this truck, or it's taking down the truck by an inch. And I don't know if I like the look of that, A, because I'm already getting dog shit gas mileage as it is, and B, it brings it to normal ram height. This truck has the off-road group and comes with, it automatically comes with an inch lift from the factory. So I'm thinking what I'm gonna do this trip is see if I can take aero mode off, and then if I want to throw it into aero mode, I can do that. And honestly, I've owned this truck for 2 years. I've never ran it like that. So now we're in normal. So we're actually going to see here if we can tell a ride difference in ride quality and in gas mileage as well. Usually on these trips here to Eau Claire, I get, oh gosh, I don't know, 16 miles to the gallon, 17, maybe 17.5, something like that. So we're going to see with this normal mode here, which raises the truck into its normal mode, which is an inch higher than standard, what the truck does for gas mileage here today. You know, I was really hoping that vet was going to give me a little bit of a show here, but that's okay. If I had the SRT, he may have. But we're just going to cruise along here and kind of see what happens. But again, going back to, you know, the truck, it's badass to be driving in a big American truck, and that's what this is. And you know, I don't need a diesel for work, A, because I don't want to spend that kind of money, and B, because I just don't tow a lot. The biggest thing I tow with this truck is my skid steer occasionally, and that's tipping out with the trailer and the skid steer at about 9,000-ish to 10,000-ish pounds. So that's not really causing the truck to be totally stressed out like it would at its max towing capacity. So that's about it. That's about all I tow. So, and with this low leveling suspension on here, the air suspension, it levels everything out to where it makes the towing really easy with basically anything from my fiberglass 19-foot boat to a camper that my parents have, to the skid steer. It really makes towing a breeze. So, you know, I've said in the past that I wouldn't get the air suspension again, but I probably would. Let's be honest. But I love the truck. I love the Hemi. It's a damn shame that they're getting rid of the Hemis, but I completely understand why they're getting rid of the Hemis with how much they are being fined for each V8 engine produced and being sold on the market today, with their Grand Cherokees, the Ram trucks, Dodge, Challenger, Charger, you know, products like that, 300s that have the Hemi in them, and they're being taxed upwards of $1,500 for the 5.7 liter, all the way up to, I want to say it's $3,000, maybe somewhere around that for the 6.4, and then the supercharged 6.2, the Hellcat motor. So it's a damn shame, but I understand where they're coming from, and I just hope that the 3-liter V6, the regular output and the high output twin turbos can match the performance of the Hemi. And you know damn well it's not going to be able to match the sound, but I figured, you know what, the next truck I get here, we'll give it a try. But it's going to be a while before I get a next truck here. I've only got 60,000 miles on this. I plan on keeping this for quite a while. As my next car I get, I really want to get a Charger, some sort of SRT variant, whether that's the Hellcat or the regular SRT 392. I'm not sure yet. So we're going to see what happens. But going back to the gas mileage here, in normal aerodynamic mode, we're getting about 16.3 as it sits so far. And we put on just about 10 miles here. So far, so good. and we will have to get gas eventually here, as I want to have at least a half a tank going into the rest of this week. I don't plan on driving this truck overly or too much here within the next week or two, as I'm trying to get the usage out of my 300 SRT that I can before winter hits. But you can see here it was feels like of over 100 yesterday, and now we're down to 68 with wind. So the temperatures are vastly changing. It's September 6th, and now we're just cruising. Gosh, I was really hoping for that vet to pass by. Looks like we have a Ford Bronco. I was going to say Ford Bronco Raptor, but that's no Bronco Raptor up there. That's just the Ford Bronco. And I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of the Ford Broncos. I know they need to compete with the Stellantis product, being the Jeep Wrangler, but I throw a V6 in there at least. Don't put 4 cylinders in your off-roading machine, and don't give an option for a V6 unless you get the Bronco Raptor. That's really unfortunate, really unfair, and even the Bronco Raptor doesn't have a lot of horsepower. This truck here is putting out, with the mods that I have, the CAI and the exhaust is putting out more horsepower than a Bronco Raptor is, which is honestly pretty sad. But again, this truck weighs a lot more. Again, I'm not a fan of the Ford Bronco whatsoever. It just doesn't quite do it for me. And if you look really closely, you can't even see his exhaust. It's coming out the ass end of the vehicle, and you can't see his exhaust tip. There's no dual tips on that thing. So say what you want, but he's gonna cut me off now. Look at this guy. What a bastard. I bet you he doesn't have adaptive cruise control. I do, and it slowed me down. And now we're gonna wait for him and then zoom right past. God, I gotta say, I love this truck. As much as I want to get a Durango 392 or even a Jeep 392, I gotta say, I just love this truck. I love the way it looks. I love the rims on the truck as well. And I like I said, I do plan on keeping it for a while. It's comfortable, it's fast, it gets done what it needs to get done. And look at that, nice phone call we gotta take. I guess really driving the truck here, you can make this a quintessential review of why fat Americans like trucks. But of course, I'm not fat. I'm 5'7", 5'8", and weigh 145 pounds and go to the gym 5 days a week. But I have the truck, of course, for obvious reasons. But why do people like trucks in America? Well, this is the quintessential review, because we like to get on the highway at fast speeds with loud exhausts, and we like to drive big fucking vehicles that intimidate everybody else on the road. So again, just when you're buying your truck, please remember that. But going back to the original point of this video here is the MPGs, and you can see in normal mode right now we're averaging about 16.9 miles per gallon with the air suspension in normal, like I just said. I do have to say one thing though. Aero mode to normal mode, aero mode lowers it by an inch, lowers the suspension and the whole ride height by an inch. I do have to say, in normal mode, this is more floaty, and you can feel the bumps a little bit more. The rebound effect isn't as good as in aero mode, and for that reason, I would throw it back into aero mode to get a better ride quality, basically. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what we all want when we get trucks or any vehicle. I mean, if I'm correct. And if we want something else, we buy a second vehicle for our sporty pleasures. But I've definitely noticed that in normal mode, it's a little bit worse. And I should note, when you throw the truck into tow haul mode, it does allow the truck to stay in normal aerodynamic mode, although you usually have trailers on, so it's always going to be either rougher or softer depending on the load that you have on. So I've never driven this really in normal mode in regular driving conditions here. So again, I throw it into aero mode. It lowers it by an inch. Now, reminder that this truck is leveled out with my own leveling kit on the air suspension here. So I'm going to get less gas mileage with that, along with some meatier tires on the truck. So I'm not terribly disappointed with this 16.9 miles per gallon right now, to tell you the honest truth. So again, we're going a little bit downhill. There's a slight elevation change to the negative going downhill to where we're going, and on the way back I'll throw it in aero mode, and then we'll see, kind of compare the gas mileage of the two. But again, when you're buying a truck, don't expect to get great gas mileage. It's just not something you're gonna get with any motor, really, whether it being the 3-liter twin turbo or the 3.5-liter EcoBoost from Ford, or Chevy's 2.7-liter 4-cylinder or 6-cylinder, I take that back, or even, like I said, the Ram's 3-liter. So again, don't really expect a whole ton when you're buying a truck, that weighs 6,000 plus pounds. Could be more, fully equipped with payload or passengers as well. But overall, pretty impressed with this trip so far. It's a damn shame nothing's really exciting happening. We do have this Toyota who's pulling up to me right now, which I'm not a fan of Toyotas, but stay tuned. All right, we've reached our destination. Private, members and guests only. But when you own a golf course at the young age of 26, you can kind of do this stuff. So there we go. There's a Bronco Raptor right there. That's a piece of shit truck. That's a piece of shit. Well, that guy doesn't know style. But anyway, here it is. We're rolling in. As we're driving through the nice neighborhood, we missed a Bentley back there, actually, but these courses are right on the country club. So I'm getting my fill of what it's like to be rich here, as I am, not very rich. So one of these houses is probably worth as much as my golf course is worth. How nice. Right on the course. Pretty sweet. Now we just gotta run to the Indian Head Foods to pick up some hoagie rolls. So, the quintessential American truck. If you remember right, of course we're going downhill, and I don't believe we were into the wind. Now we're getting 15.7 miles to the gallon. And we've upped the cruise by 2 miles an hour. We're going into a north wind, and we're still in the normal air suspension mode. So right now you can see the gas mileage has really dropped by 1.2 miles per gallon. And we'll see what we got left here. We're about halfway home, and I'll do another update here, once we get to the exit, before we go on to the 55. So you can see it. This goes for any truck, though. If you level out your truck, regardless if you have air suspension or not, if you level out your truck, whether it's one of those shitty Chevys or GMCs, or a Ford truck or a Ram, you're gonna get bad gas mileage no matter what engine you have, whether it's a Hemi or a Turbo 4, Turbo 6, doesn't matter. So, not great. It'll dent your wallet, that is for sure. All right, so we're nearing the end of our trip here. In all, we've averaged 15.4 miles per gallon now. It's steadily decreased from 16.9 when I started the trip on the highway, about 10 miles in. And now it's gone down about a gallon and a half. So I'd be really curious to see here what this trip would have been with aerodynamic mode, which I guess I know what it would have been. It would have been about a mile gallon. MPG higher in aerodynamic mode here, a half gallon to a gallon better for miles per gallon. And it just baffles me at how bad these vehicles get for gas mileage. Again, you know, big trucks, but that's the way it is. And I didn't romp on it by any means here. You know, I just used normal people driving, and that's what I got for miles per gallon. And as we get back on the road here, it's a shame. It's a shame that trucks don't get better gas mileage, but I guess now as I, you know, try to beat that dump truck there. Ooh, gotta make sure that's not a popo, which I don't think it is. Wisconsin's not very friendly for when you have your phone out. But anyway, going back to the topic at hand here. You know, trucks, they don't get the best gas mileage. What are you gonna do? They're trucks. You just gotta move forward. But the day is almost complete, friends. Can't wait to get done with the day and get in my bed. Figured I would add this to the golf course vlog here. I made a separate video about it, but anyway, to recap, so I just had to go down to Eau Claire here for the the Calais OGO product demo that I was a part of here. And I took the truck down, wanted to see how my MPGs were doing. Not great, as you could tell, 15.4, average there, average back. And now we're just heading back here. I gotta wash the truck and do some other stuff on the golf course if I have time before practice, which it's looking like I might. And then we gotta go to practice, then we gotta head back right away at 4:30 for first round of men's league at 5 o'clock. So it's a busy day nonetheless here. Turns out I couldn't spray today because it was misting and sprinkling pretty heavily at the golf course. So I'll just have to postpone that to Friday, which sucks because I'm already a day late past my 2-week spraying schedule. And I'm just not very happy with how my greens looked right now, with the patch diseases that are on them and a couple areas, isolated areas of dollar spot, and I need to get that wetting agent on there as well. So when I spray, I'll update, but so far that's about it for my day. Not a lot of mowing, not a lot of golf course stuff, more golf stuff instead of on course. So that's what the day amounted to.